Hello, I'm Annabelle from Maryland. Please like and subscribe. My parents were both computer specialists who worked from home, so they were always around to shower me with their love. They'd throw me big birthday parties in our backyard and invite the whole neighborhood. Everyone around liked us because my parents were kind and friendly. I looked a lot like my mom, but I took my dad's curly hair, which I loved. But once in first grade, some mean girls started teasing me about it.
Hey, Annabelle, how many birds live inside that nest on your head? Oh, God, you have spiders coming out of your nose again. What? No, I don't, but I made you look.
The other kids started to laugh, and I kind of became popular after that. People thought I was funny. My life in Maryland was good until one day in the fourth grade, I got home from school to find my parents running all over the house and packing. Annabelle, go upstairs and take only your most important things.
What? Are we going on holiday?
Annabelle, just go. I packed my favorite sweater, some gadgets, and my favorite book. I fell asleep reading in the car while Dad drove miles away from our home. Hours later, I woke up in a cabin deep in the woods.
Where are we?
This is our new home.
Huh?
Yes. And tomorrow, you'll be starting a new day at your new school.
What?
I was so confused and angry. My parents had just moved without even telling me. All my friends were back in Maryland, and I left without saying goodbye. When I asked my parents why we moved so fast, they just said it was related to their work and left it at that. The next day, I joined my new school, and I made new friends, and my life went on. Until one day in the 7th grade, Mom and I were in the grocery store when I spotted a man who kept looking at us. I tried ignoring him, but then I saw him making a call, and I heard those words. I found him.
Mom, see that man in black? He's been following us.
Her face went pale, and suddenly she took my hand and ran out the door. I saw the man chase us, but we managed to escape. And that night, we had to move again.
Are you guys gonna tell me what's going on?
The kind of work we do. It makes us special.
What do you mean?
We're like undercover detectives.
But detectives are always out searching for things, and you two are always at home on your computers.
Then we're computer detectives.
I knew he was lying, which made me more frustrated.
And my parents even told me not to become close friends with anyone now. I didn't see the point anyway, since we'd probably just move again. One day in 10th grade, I was putting stuff away in my locker when this pretty girl leaned against the wall and kept staring at me. Can I help you with something?
Hi, I'm Leela, your neighbor. We just moved in next to you.
I think you're mistaken. I don't have any neighbors.
Yes, you do.
We moved into the old abandoned cabin.
Oh, that place?
I thought it was haunted.
The ghost of the haunted cabin would like to be your friend.
I laughed, and we started hanging out after that day. I could guess from her worn-out shoes and bag that she wasn't well off, but she always knew who was wearing which brand and seemed to be really into fashion. Her dream was to be a big designer in Paris one day. One day at recess, I caught her looking at the necklace I was wearing, and I asked her if she'd like to try it on.
How does it look?
Better on you than me. It really suits you. Keep it.
Really? Oh, thank you so much.
A few days later, we were walking home when I felt someone was following us. I turned around to see a really cute guy walking a few steps behind. Do you think that guy is stalking us?
Oh, him?
He's my brother, Kyle. Wow, he's cute.
Not you too.
Please, promise me that you'll never fall for my brother like the other girls. He's such a douchebag. I promised I'd ignore his existence, which was hard because he was drop-dead gorgeous. Just as Leela and I got to my house, my parents appeared at the front door. Who is this? She's my friend from school, and we're also neighbors. Mom and Dad looked at each other, then pulled me inside, slamming the door in Leela's face. We have to move again. What? No way! I'm not moving anymore until you guys tell me what's going on. And this time, I want the truth. Don't treat me like a kid. My parents finally told me everything. We are in witness protection. I testified against some mobsters when you were younger, and that's why we've been on the run ever since.
What? So we're in danger?
Not if we stay clear from people. We just can't trust anyone right now. My mind started spinning, and I couldn't even eat dinner. The thought of being in danger made me sick. Later that night, I was half asleep when I heard some noise downstairs. I quietly crept to my parents' room, but it was empty, and I found the front door wide open. Mom? Dad? My heart was beating like crazy when suddenly Leela's brother walked in. What do you want? What did you do to my parents? What? My dad's van got stuck in the mud and your parents are outside helping him. They sent me to get a crowbar? Oh, it's by the fireplace. I followed him outside and saw Mom, Dad, Leela, and her parents pushing the van. Once it was done, everyone came to our house for coffee. My parents didn't look so scared anymore, so I guessed we were staying. Just then, Leela sprung up and asked me if we could go to my room. And when we entered, she threw herself on my bed. Oh, your bed is so comfortable. Okay, don't you have one? No, I sleep on the couch and my stupid brother gets the bed because he's older than me. I knew they were poor, but I didn't know things were that bad. Why do you hate your brother so much? Because he gets everything, and my parents are always favoring him. Since Leela started opening up to me, I decided to open up to her too, and I ended up telling her my parents' secret. Wow, so you and your parents are like special undercover people? Yeah, you could say that. That is so cool. Just then, Kyle came to my door and said they were going home. He looked directly at me while I spoke to Leela, and I blushed. Leela clearly noticed it because as she was leaving, she whispered in my ear, "Remember your promise." The next day at school, the principal had a shocking announcement to make. She said that someone had broken into the cheerleaders' locker room the day before and stolen many wallets, watches, and cell phones. We have a hooded figure caught on the security footage, and when I identify the culprit, he or she will be expelled. But if you come forward and confess, I'll be willing to consider another punishment. It was all anyone could talk about. Later that day, I was in the library trying to reach a book when suddenly Kyle appeared next to me and took it down. I mumbled a thank you and turned to leave, but my charm bracelet got caught in his sweater. Oh gosh, I'm so sorry. It's okay, I'll get it out. While he tried untangling it, I couldn't help looking into his blue eyes. What's going on here? My bracelet got caught into Kyle's sweater. He's just helping me out. After Kyle was done, Leela walked with me quietly down the hallway, but then she suddenly stopped. I have to tell you something, Annabelle. I think Kyle stole all the things the principal was talking about. What? Why do you think that? Because he's done it before in our old school. I was shocked. Leela stayed back for some after-school club that day, and as I was walking back home, Kyle suddenly joined me. We could walk together, if you don't mind. Okay, if you insist. He tried striking up a conversation, but I kept my answers really short. Just then, I tripped on a rock and he caught me before I hit the ground, but I quickly pulled away. Annabelle, did Leela say something about me? As a matter of fact, she did. Did you steal all that stuff from the cheerleaders? Gosh, no. I'd never do that. Listen, Leela hates me because our dad left her mom for my mom. She's been making my life miserable since forever by making up awful stories about me. He looked so genuine that I couldn't help believing him. We took a walk by the riverside and spoke some more, and I felt butterflies every time he looked into my eyes. And when he dropped me home, he gave me a quick kiss on the cheek. I couldn't stop thinking about him the whole night. But the next day at school, Leela approached me looking upset. I thought you were a good friend, but I guess you're more desperate to be with my brother. Yeah, I came home early and I saw that kiss. Wait, Leela, please. But she stormed off and ignored me the whole day. After school, I saw her by her locker and walked up to her, and she looked startled. Before she could shut her locker, a couple of watches fell to the floor. Where did you get these? And what else do you have in there? They're mine, of course, and none of your business. You stole those from the cheerleaders. No, I didn't. I found these things in Kyle's room, and now I'm returning them before he could sell them. And I'm covering his butt. See what a good sister I am? Stop lying. If you don't confess to the principal, I'll tell her. Suddenly, Leela dropped to her knees, crying. Okay, yes, I took them. I have a problem. I can't help it. I want to be able to afford beautiful things, and sometimes when I see the girls here with their branded stuff, it makes me feel crazy. I know it was wrong, and I'll go to the principal tomorrow, okay? But please, don't tell anyone yet, especially Kyle. I promised that I wouldn't, and I said I'd go to the principal with her. And everyone had to bring their parents for the first class. As my parents explained their fake computer job to my classmates, Leela suddenly spoke up. You're computer specialists? Well, that's not what your daughter says. In fact, she makes up these tall stories about how you're undercover detectives who testified against the mobsters and now you're on the run? Clearly, Annabelle has a lying and attention-seeking problem. My parents' faces turned white, and I just couldn't believe Leela had announced my secret. They signaled at me to come out, and Leela leaned over and whispered, "See you never again." My parents were furious that I told Leela everything. "I'm so sorry. I thought I could trust her." We frantically started packing, but just as we were leaving, we heard a screeching car coming towards our house. But it was a police car.
"We were alerted by someone that you might be in danger, but we came here to tell you that the threat to you guys is gone. The mobsters who have been after you were arrested earlier this week, and just today they were sentenced to life in prison. You're safe now."
My parents and I were overjoyed. We didn't have to run anymore. But I certainly had some business to take care of in school. I went back and marched straight to the principal, and moments later, she ordered Leela to open her locker. All the stolen items were found. Her parents were called in, and she was expelled. She turned furiously to her dad. "It's all your fault. You made me crazy by leaving Mom and by always giving everything to Kyle and not me."
"Your mom and I got divorced because that's what we both wanted. And Kyle works 2 jobs to help me. He has things because he earns them, while all you do is complain."
As Leela was storming off, she suddenly leapt at Kyle, but I pushed her back. Her dad took her away, and soon after, I found out that Leela had been sent to live with her mom. Kyle asked me out, and we dated all throughout high school. After we graduated, I was going to study abroad. A few hours before my flight, I met Kyle at our favorite spot by the river.
"I got you something. Close your eyes."
He put something around my wrist, and I saw that it was a silver bangle with our names carved on it. Wow, this is beautiful.
"Yeah, no more charm bracelets. I don't want you getting stuck on another boy's sweater."
Never. I like being stuck right here, and I'll be coming back to you, Kyle.